In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to What's the Dillies podcast.
Hey.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd be saying that right now. I didn't think I'd be here with Ken right now, but look, here we are.
Yo.
Alright, so What's the Dillies podcast is a podcast I created to bring myself and you into the minds of my favorite dancers and connect more with the people in your community and hopefully gain knowledge that can help you on your dance journey too. Alright, so for today, we have JR Street Beast,
Hey.
LIGHTSABER, Kung Fu Kenneth. You know him, you love him, you hate to battle him, depending on who you are. He's been using the same headshot for like 10 years. The one with the little fedora cap. And alright, everybody, welcome to the pod, Ken Vaega.
Yo.
Alright, shout Ken.
What is
shout
up?
Ken for coming.
Damn, you got me with that fedora, eh? And I be on my freaking I've been beating myself up about that same headshot. I was like, damn, I need to change this.
Bro, you know what's crazy too? Like, I was just talking about this with Tommy. I'm like, yo, bro, you know Ken, right? And then Tommy said the same thing. Like, bro, Ken's been doing the same headshots for like the same.
Bro. I need to get like some new ones. I'm just too lazy. I'm just like, well, these are good enough, so I'll just send it. All good. All good.
Like you got like a full ass beard, like your whole face has changed.
Right.
Like, oh shit, is this?
Wait, what?
Wait, where's the fedora?
Dude. Got me, bro. You got me.
So you need new headshots.
I do, man. I do. Shout out to anyone who's willing.
Abstract.
Yo. Damn, we still need to link up, me and Av. Damn. Cause he's been hitting me up too about like, yeah, just trying to get me on. That'll be dope too. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man.
Yeah. So Ken, how you been doing today? How you been doing this week? Like, what have you been up to?
Man, it's actually been super busy, eh? Like, obviously it's November right now, leading into December, Christmas, and so I think this week it's been super full on. We've been practicing for blank canvas, but even last week just came back from Napier judging Battle in the Bay. Yeah, so that was super full on, and then a couple gigs here and there, and then obviously trying to just keep up with my training too. So yeah, bro, it's been good, full on, good, busy, especially like because of how hectic like 2020's been, you know what I mean, for everyone. So it's cool to still be in a industry where, you know, against all odds, you still find yourself, you know, capable of making money in like different like gigs and stuff like that. So yeah, bro, it's been good. It's been busy, but it's been good busy.
Can I ask you something too, bro? Like, how was Battle in the Bay? Like, because I know that must have been like the first competition for, I mean, a lot of us since COVID and everything. Like, well, has much changed since then, or is it still the same things, or like, do you notice anything different? Or...
I think with man, I don't know. That's a really dope question, bro. I think what was cool about this year's Battle in the Bay is that, I don't know, I saw them earlier this year for, I think it was the Hawke's Bay Regionals, and yeah, just obviously the whole COVID thing kind of stopped, put everything on pause, and so to be able to go back into that type of same area and kind of just see how it's still growing, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, I wasn't shocked at like how different the whole competition was in terms of like just what you see in terms of the performances. But what shocked me was that, like, yo, there's all these kids that are still upskilling and still getting better from the last time that I seen them.
Yeah.
But this is during the whole lockdown period. So I don't know what these kids have been doing, but for some reason, bro, I just felt like they upskilled like a lot, bro. And so I was like shocked. It was a pleasant surprise. And then yeah, the competition's always good, bro. Like Russell and Ollie, yeah, they're just amazing, bro. And it's such a good competition because it's like the perfect merge between, you know, people who are wanting to get into the competition scene and the elite. And so you kind of see, you know, the elite get to like jam alongside people who are aspiring to be in their position. And so always kind of, you know, giving a platform for people across the board on all levels is such a good thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed the competition, bro. It was really, really dope. Creatively, it's always amazing to see just different artists just come together and just create. So yeah, man, it was really good. I can talk for ages, so but yeah, but Battle in the Bay was really, really good, bro.
Damn, so I mean, the fact that you said that you were shocked at how much they upskilled,
Bro,
that's difficult, bro.
Bro, it's so difficult, and especially with the whole lockdown. Like, I swear, bro, like lockdown, man. Like, I've seen a lot of dancers kind of have to restart, after lockdown, and yeah, I think just with this being one of the only competitions, or yeah, one of the first competitions that I've been to, and that I got to judge for 2020, I was like, damn, yo, like these kids have gotten way better in a community that isn't super known for hip hop, So yeah, it was just real cool, bro. It was super cool. Yeah.
And speaking about lockdown, so if you guys didn't know, Ken and Knowles and Lighthouse, they had a show that was originally meant to happen. It was meant to be a live show, because of lockdown, they turned it into a digital show. And do you want to just tell us how that experience was, Ken?
Yeah, bro, for sure.
Well, and maybe just about the show as well, and what it was about for the viewers that just.
Yeah. So yeah, we had this. We had a show that was supposed to happen in, I think, September or something. And shout out to Seda. She was actually the person who made the whole concept and idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. So, because myself and Knowles, we were just real drained, bro. We were tired. We were creatively just at our peak, or at our wits' end. And so, yeah, Seda just came up with a cool idea of, collaborating members of Lighthouse with an artist from a whole nother, art form. And that opened up a whole nother idea. And so that's how kind of Synthesis was kind of birthed, really, was from that conversation with Seda. And then yeah, bro, I mean, the show itself, it was a huge learning experience for us as a fan, because obviously we wanted to do it in a live format. So we were expecting to kind of, go a certain way with the show. And then I think it was it was a week before, and myself and Knowles, I was just like, yo, I'm just not too sure about, how we want to do this, because even, I think it was, the first lockdown, we had to navigate, how do we do something, obviously just as creatives through the first freaking lockdown. And then we're coming out, we're like, yo, we're fine, all of this stuff, Synthesis was going on, so we were preparing for it and all that stuff. And then we went back into lockdown, and we were just like, yo, it's just another punch in the gut, you know what I mean, for creatives who want to put their show out there for people to see and experience. And yeah, it was a difficult decision for myself and the team to kind of just come to the conclusion that it would just be better if we just did it online. And it wasn't better as in it was a easier option. It was better in the sense that we would feel a whole lot more at peace knowing that we weren't putting our community in danger of, a COVID breakout again. Because yeah, we're just thinking about that the whole time. And yeah, and so we flipped the script on that real quick, and shoot, it was a lot of long hours. We got in contact with our little bro Johan, who is and was he's an aspiring videographer. So yeah, man, he was just flipping amazing to work with. He's a crazy sound engineer, musician, he's a wizard at it. And so Knowles just had to kind of just persuade him a little bit to be a part of the camera team to film this whole show. And thankfully he said yes, and it was just a crazy process, bro. I remember you came in on the Wednesday, and that was mid shoot, because we had to shoot, everyone's pieces every single day from we blocked out maybe 5 to 9 o'clock. We had like 4 hours, but we were there from like maybe 1 or 12, like all the way through. So we were there 9 hours every single day, and it was just a long process, bro. Like we were still trying to teach. We still had different jobs that we had to, you know, go and do aside from the actual show itself, you know. So trying to balance all of that stuff, as well as trying to create like, you know, a real good show that is creatively enticing, bro. That was super stressful, eh? But yeah, bro, nah, we did it. It was fun. We learned a lot, and yeah, it was really, really cool, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So so I think like, as well, speaking from like my own experience with the show, because
Yeah.
I was a part of Synthesis as well.
Yeah.
I was part of William Bokran's piece. Thanks, William, for having me.
Hey.
Like at first when we were doing the show, preparing for September, the live show, I thought it was just gonna be like another type of show, like just, you know, just go on, you dance and you get out. You know, it's just kind of like what every show kind of is, you know.
Right.
But then when I turned digital, I wasn't knowing, like I didn't know what to expect. And when we filmed on the day, I was like, oh, okay, sweet. Like I can kind of see where it's going. But then being at the showing and seeing the end product come together, fuck, it was just amazing. Yeah, like I've never been, because the first show I came out of lockdown experiencing was ID's show, which was also very amazing and creative. But then this one was just digital, and it was just like, bro, it was just such a cinematic experience.
Yeah,
it was
bro.
amazing. And like this, I remember Noel's piece was really stuck out to me, because she was Johan as well, with the sound engineer. Like he's amazing, bro.
Yeah,
like
man.
seeing all the pieces come together, like how her ideas got to come out, and bro, I was left feeling so inspired, and I've never felt that way towards local work in such a long time, man.
Bro, and that's what was I think that's what we were all striving for, you know what I mean? And bro, again, like Johan is a wizard when it came to, you know, just so being flipping the cameraman for like 9 hours every single day. Like, bro, I can't speak, you know, highly enough about him, you know what I mean? Enough? Yeah. Anyways, I can't say enough good things, because this dude literally was flipping, memorizing choreo, like in real time. He had to figure out different shots. He also had to kind of just follow the directors, which was myself and Knowles. And on each different day, you know, obviously we wanted the artists themselves to kind of direct and kind of lead. And we were just kind of, you know, be on the side just assisting, and then creatively just trying to steer it in a way that made everyone look different. And so, yeah, bro, he was a wizard. I remember some of the nights right before like the premiere, bro, we had like next to no sleep. And then the premiere happened. It went well. There were still a few like things that we wanted to clean up, so we re-edited it, and you know, we had to upload it on the online platform, bro. And I swear we stayed up like for like 12, maybe 15 hours straight, bro, just making sure that everything was sweet and that nothing would just, you know, go to custard. And so yeah, it was such a dope experience, bro, because again, like you said, like, you know, feeling inspired and walking away, you know, just wanting to do something, bro. That's all that we wanted. If we were just able to trigger some people to kind of just jump into their creative journey and just kind of, you know, ride the wave of it, you know, you just never know how far it'll take you. Because shoot, here I am looking back at my career. You know, once upon a time I was just like a 15-year-old Samoan Māori kid from Mangere, training every single day to just hopefully, you know, be on a world stage and do what I'm doing right now. So man, it's cool to hear that you were super inspired, to be honest, because that was our goal, bro, from the very get-go. Whether our pieces were where we wanted them to be, it didn't matter, as long as it, you know, just inspired someone to do something. That's all it was.
I always like to I remember when people were asking me like how synthesis was. A line that I'd always tell them is that like for me the show was the sum was greater than the sum of its parts, and that just basically meant that like all the things when it came together it just elevated so much. And oh my god, bro, like I look back at that experience now and it really was the when you said one of the intentions was getting the fan to work with different artists, it really was a learning experience there, just to like really get to know how to work with other artists, get to compromise on ideas. And yeah, bro, it was such a great experience. Bro, thanks, Ken. Like, that was just... Like, I gotta give him a handshake for that one, bro. Like, that was...
all good.
That was me. A shout out to Seda for the idea, too, and Knowles, and everybody behind the scenes.
And your guys' piece, bro, was super epic. Like, I came in... What was it, like the second half near the like rapping and stuff like that when you guys were almost done? I was just watching, bro. I was like, damn, this is a vibe. So shout out to you, shout out to William, bro, because you guys did that and it was amazing. So yeah.
Shout out to Brian Puspos too, because Brian, William collabed with Brian on that piece. Yeah. So that was really dope to see as well. So you talked about the world stage of it, and I just wanted to ask you, because you have been. A few years ago, you used to work with Prestige.
Yes. Yep.
And even before that, you worked with other crews. Oh, actually, let's just go through your dance background a bit. From like from the start of your journey to now, and then we'll cycle back to that Prestige experience and how the world stage was.
Yeah, mean, bro. So, damn, I think my first ever crew was back when I was in like high school from Onehunga. We called ourselves Parallel. Parallel dance crew, bro. This was our.
Oh,
I ain't even trying to go. Nah, bro, please. But this was like our thing, and yeah, we were just a bunch of kids that were just eager to like dive into stuff and just ride the wave, I guess. And then after that, I found the Dream program, which a lot of dancers back in the day were a part of, and it was actually funny because he's like my best friend / little brother, bro. Like, to this day, I still love this dude, and his name was Ang, or I called him Ang, but his name was Alvan. And, yeah, he's Omar's cousin. Like, super random, but he went to Onehunga, and he was, like, 2 years younger than me, but he did the Dream program in 2010. And I actually went and watched him because I was like, yo, you're part of this, like, crazy hip-hop thing, like, shoot. And then he was like, yo, you should audition the next year. And so got into Dream, auditioned, met Knowles. And then from there, Knowles scouted me for Eclipse, which became the adults team at the time. And then from Eclipse, kind of just, finished that season off in my life. And then looked into just, further training for myself as an artist, as a mover. And then, found myself, it was like perfect timing though too. I just found myself ready to kind of, ask if I could be a part of Prestige. And then, thankfully they said yes, because, they gave me a year to like just sit and just, kind of just think about it. And I was busy too, because I went to the States that year. I was teaching, I was training, so I didn't mind the wait. And then, bro, did the whole like worlds thing. And the boys are like, bro, stuff that I learned a part of Prestige, like still to this day, like I still hold them close, because it was really, really good learning for me as an artist, as a man, like first and foremost, like, you know what I mean? Just how to be a man in a world where being a man is like looked at as like wrong, if that makes sense. I don't know. It just was so good for me to learn, because my whole life I never really had that kind of guidance, into adulthood. And so a lot of lessons I had to learn the hard way, but it was just, great to be a part of a team. That were just in another stage in their life that I could really lean on and kind of learn from their mistakes and just kind of, take on board just, some things that I still to this day, am grateful for. So shout out to the boys for that season, man. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, and now part of Beast Camp, Lighthouse, still doing my thing and still training. Feel like that's the ongoing thing. It's like, bro, I'm just forever training. Training, bro. I love it, bro. I really do. And one day when dancers like make $100,000 a year to just dance, bro, shoot, $1 million, I don't know. One day.
Yeah, we need that Red Bull sponsorship.
Bro, Red Bull, hit us up, man. Hurry up.
We need that BC1 sponsorship.
Bro.
There's have you seen those Red Bull dancers? They're like, bro,
heck yes, bro.
get paid to go around the world and dance,
Right.
bro. That's crazy.
And it's like even more styles now. It's even crazier now too. So, but yeah, man, that's my type of history and all of that stuff.
So can I ask you, bro? Cause like I kind of followed your journey for a bit, and I knew that there was a phase where you went to train in the States. You went to urban dance camp as well.
Yep.
You got to train with like Keone Madrid and all that. And then you went back to cruise, and I was like, oh shit, like Ken going back to cruise, like that's, and then to do a Prestige as well. Like Prestige is like a huge name in this, like not even just in like Auckland community, but in NZ community, man. Like Prestige is like one of the OGs. So, what made you want to go back to Prestige?
I feel like, I think it was at the time there wasn't many crews from South Auckland first and foremost that were, kind of just ripping, especially now, what street dance was maybe 5 to 6 years ago is very different. The culture is very different. The community is very different. And even the landscape of people is different now than it was, back then. Not to say that it's bad, but I'm just saying, for a guy who came into the scene with so many South Auckland dancers and competing, like, you had garage crews like coming out left, right, and center. People from high schools, just wanting to enter just because they want to enter. Like, for me, I learned a lot being a part of that whole generation. And then fast forward to when I wanted to ask Prestige whether or not I could join. I think I was just ready to kind of test myself again. I've always been a type of dude who is curious to see how far I can push the boundary and just see like what my potential really is. And so yeah, man, Prestige, I thought like, yo, they're South Auckland.
Yep.
I know heaps of the boys from, just interweaving pasts, and I just thought to myself like, yo, I may as well ask. The worst thing that can happen is that they can just say no. And so, thankfully they said that they would think about it, because I literally pulled Alistair out like one Prestige class, like after class, and I was like, yo, can I just catch up with you real quick? Pulled him aside and then just hit him up. I was like, yo, I've been thinking, whether or not I'm ready, and I just think I'm ready. And I just wanted to see if you would, if there's an audition process or, whatever, to be a part of the team. And man, from there, they had to talk about it, they had to think about it. And then for me, it was really good too, because it gave me time to just think if this is really what I wanted. And I couldn't, shake the possibility of going back into a competition, testing my creativity, being a part of a group again to kind of really push my level or our level of male dance in New Zealand, and flipping rip South Auckland everywhere we went. So there wasn't many I guess no's in my head, but bro, it was really, really good. I think for me it was one of the best decisions, because I experienced a lot, I learned a lot. Bro, still to this day, bro, I hang on to a lot of the teachings that I learned from them, because bro, it was fire. I know a lot of people too found it like real surprising that I kind of went back into the choreo scene, especially like with crews and stuff like that. And I think for me it was I just wanted to prove to myself that like, yo, I can still hang with this. Like, this is easy to me. Like, I love competing, bro. Like, I love competing. And so whether it's on a battlefield, whether it's in choreo, like, I want to be known as one of the most versatile dancers in New Zealand history and be at a level that is like undeniably one of the best. And so whether it's krump, whether it's house, whether it's locking, whether it's whatever, like choreo, like, bro, I just want to just keep pushing, because again, like, I'm not going to be this young for too long, so I might as well just make the most of it, you know? So yeah, man, that's why I decided to go with the boys, and shoot, the rest is history, really.
Bro, I fucking love that mindset.
Sure, bro.
Cause like I've recently come across that mindset again. Because when I first started, I had that fire in me, but I was like, yo, let's get it. And like in the last few years, I didn't have that fire anymore. I just transitioned. I'm like, bro, what's going on? And then recently, I came across, bro, you only got one life. You just gotta chase it and just like make the most out of it. Whether or not you become the best doesn't matter, but as long as you got it in your head that you want to be the best,
exactly,
bro, that's all that matters, bro. Journey, man.
Hard out, bro. And that's that fire that you're mentioning, bro. Like, I'm the same. I always have to remind myself, like, yo, like, where is that kid that had nothing? Like, that had no studio, that had no reputation, but loved this. That would wake up and go to school, study, and then, you know, in the afternoons would just go for runs, would train for hours. And then, like, yeah, man, I think in those moments where you kind of have time to reflect and you just think about, like, how far you've come, you get a sense of, like, what it really felt like to have nothing. And then it refuels that fire again, you know? And for me especially, like, I've always had my moments where everything's been going good. Yeah, like, you win this, you do well in this, and you get this done. But for me, if I ever lose that fire, bro, it's yeah, just alarms going off in my head. Like, what am I doing? Is this worth it? Like, because shoot, like, I don't want to you just get stagnant, bro. You know. And so yeah, it's cool that you mentioned about that fire when you were like younger, because bro, I hang on to that, bro. I always tell people this is like, yo, when I first started, I was not the best dancer at all, bro. Like, I was trash.
Bro,
like,
can I put?
Yeah.
If you see, if you go to YouTube, you search up Johnny Chi. There's like a video of Ken way back in the day when Ken used to rock his long hair.
Yo.
He did a standing corkscrew, I believe it was.
Bro, something like
he did a standing corkscrew and he caked it so hard, bro.
I caked it real bad, bro. So I was like, yeah, I was never the best at anything. I was just that type of kid who would try again and again. And looking back at my journey now, I felt like I'm just the person who just decided never to give up. Like, yes, there was some talent and there was some potential, but at the end of it all, like, I was just the guy who just held on a little bit longer than everyone else. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I give credit to in terms of, like, how far I've come. It's just my willingness to or my persistence in just staying in there, whether I was the best or not, whether I was the greatest or not. Like, it doesn't matter. Whether it was choreo, krump, house, bro. The first time I even took house, I sucked. But shoot, I just kept at it. Yeah.
You know, if you guys are aspiring dancers out there, just know that times will get rough. But bro, look at Ken. Ken, how old are you right now?
Bro, I'm 26.
26. He's still held on, and that's why he's considered one of the top in NZ, bro. You just gotta hold on and just keep chasing.
Straight up.
And honestly, not just the top in NZ, but also back in 2018, EBS World Champion right here, bro. 2018. Yep, sweet. All right. Was Krump at 2019?
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So, EBS 2018. How's that whole experience, bro?
Man, bro, it was crazy. Like, 2018, I think, was like my busiest year, because obviously with the whole prestige experience, like the whole prestige dance crew, like journey, we had worlds that same year also.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, so I was
that must have
training.
been a hefty, like.
Bro, it was hefty in the bank account
Yo.
as well as on my body.
Yo.
But yeah, bro. Nah, it was really really cool, bro. Yeah, even our Worlds experience was super crazy. Like having to change our set the night before we had to perform on the final stage, and then getting to the finals rehearsals, falling off stage because of our staging was just too forward.
Wait, you fell off stage?
We fell off stage,
Whoa.
bro, in rehearsal, bro. Me and
in
Phoenix.
rehearsal?
Yeah, so
Fuck.
we rehearsed during the day. All the competitors are like on the bleachers and stuff like that, and we had this one moment where we like fully just jumped through.
Oh, that's
and
the
we did
Krump
this
set, right?
Yeah, in the Krump set,
yeah.
and we staged it two downstage. You know what I mean? Like two front of stage, and so we literally like jumped through and we rolled off,
Bro.
and I could, bro. Honestly, we landed. We looked at each other. We're like, crap. We quickly got back on, and I could just feel like all this, like, I don't know, just this energy of just like humor, laughing, and I was like, bro, I was so gutted today. And yeah, it was just crazy. And then from that experience, going back to the hotel, training for a couple of hours, and then going back to the venue, and then jumping up 4 places. Like,
Yo.
bro, it was such a crazy year. And
that must have been an emotional toll as well, right?
Bro,
like,
it was crazy, bro. Like,
I loved your first set so much, and the
Thank
fact
you,
that
bro.
like, cause it was so clever, the concepts, the costume, the handcuffs, and just like everything was just so well executed. I'm like, bro, why is this getting 8th place? This makes no sense, man.
Bro.
This is so high level.
bro, I have no idea, right? But I mean, that's an answer for the judging panel to answer. But it was a great learning experience, bro. Like, we coming 4th in prelims, then 8th in semis, and then going back to finals. Just that whole experience of changing a set in 12 hours for the finals, like, bro, like, that is, I've never heard of a team that would do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so high risk, and I think for me, I just learned a lot. You know what I mean? It was like trial through fire, pretty much. And then, yeah, that whole experience like finished, and then I had a month, bro. I had a month to train for EBS.
Were you training beforehand, or were you just prioritizing all your time into prestige?
Pretty much, bro. Prioritizing all my time in prestige,
bro.
and so like I think I trusted myself enough. If I was in shape, that a lot of my training, because I was still like crumping, you know, even throughout the whole prestige training type of season, but it just wasn't as you know, zoned into like the Krump side of stuff. It was just overall, and then trying to get through this routine and stuff like that. And so yeah, bro, when it came to that month, I think I was out for like 2 weeks, bro. Like, I was just tired. My body was tired. We had to fundraise, and we had to figure out like stuff for a show that we wanted to do called Lens. And so that was just a huge stress, because we even had to fundraise for ourselves to even get to Germany. So yeah, that was super crazy. And then yeah, getting to EBS in 2018, that time being the first time I've been there. I've been to Germany a lot, so I knew what to kind of expect, but that whole Krump type of atmosphere with all the people from all over the world, it just felt like very different. And I've been to like world competitions or world gatherings before, Urban Dance Camp, HHI and all that, but this felt way different. Different in terms of, I guess, the whole competitiveness, in terms of like, this wasn't crew versus crew. Like, I felt like the whole, you know, ego, or the whole like eyeing each other out, like crew versus crew, but this was all individuals.
Oof.
And then fams, like, you know what I mean? So it was just like, damn, like, people were eyeing me out, they were checking me out, seeing if I was any good, and I like, as a dancer, you can kind of tell when someone's trying to, like, you know, trying to sketch you out just a little bit. You can just tell. It's just like, you walk into a room and you can kind of just feel it around you. And so yeah, the minute we rocked up as Team NZ, we were just looking around, just kind of, you know, admiring, like, you know, damn, this is my first time here at EBS. But everyone else was already into that, like, you know, mindset of just like checking out the competition and all that stuff. And so, yeah, man, it was super crazy. Yeah, like I rocked up and I was like, we're in this room, and it was just the competitors, bro. And I swear I knew no one. Like, I knew some of the fan members, but then everyone else, like, no one knew me from a bar of soap. So it was like, if they don't know you, they don't care. So I was just like, damn. Like, I just felt super awkward. And then the contrast was like afterwards, like, damn, when everyone saw that I won, damn, everyone wants to be all like friendly, eh? And bro, that's one of my pet peeves as dancers, bro. Is like, you know, just that whole like, damn, you're a mean dancer. I was like, damn, you met me like just like, you know, an hour ago before. But yeah, it is what it is. But that experience taught me a lot as well, eh? And shucks, it's an experience that I will never forget, because I had such a crazy support team with me, you know? Like, I feel like something in common that I've always, you know, said that this is one of the reasons why I do so good, is because of my support networks, is because of my friends that kind of keep me, like, on my feet, keep me grounded, and just keep me sharp. And so the people that I went with, Knowles, Trent, Montel, these guys, man, some of the craziest people that I know, but are real people that'll just keep you in check if you ever get like too big-headed. And so, yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be in a position where I've been checked a lot if I ever play up. So it's cool, bro. You need that. You need those type of people in your life, you know? Or else, damn, shoot, you're just gonna end up being an egg, really. Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Montel as well, because I used to go to school with Montel, and bro, like, okay, something, you know, a fun fact about Montel. Oh, you know what? Like, he's a big dude, but he can pull off the splits.
Yes, bro.
That's crazy, bro. Like, the first time he did it in front of me, I was like, yo bro, what are you doing, bro? That's crazy.
Yo, shout out to that dude, bro. I swear, he is like the craziest supporter for any of his friends. Like, for real, if you have him on your side, it's amazing, bro. And he's the worst to have against you. Like, bro, I've seen another side of Montel where he'll really back up his friends like to death. And so, yeah, man. But again, he's like a huge teddy bear, bro. And so, yeah, Montel, flipping split king, Abide, yo, shout out to Abide.
And bro, Montel, he's one of those dudes where like he's consistently like he's on his game, and I remember every time I'd walk into the dance studio, he'd just be labbing, and that's when I was like, you know what, like I'm looking around, and you know, there comes to a point where I feel like you get to a certain level, and then some people just kind of slack off, and I kind of saw that a bit like around me, but then people like Montel, people that are just like always, you know, you catch him just walking down the street, he's just got his headphones on, he's labbing, you catch him anyway, just labbing, like those are the people that just like what are you doing, bro? Like, am I really okay to just be like at this level if this guy's pushing harder, you know? So, you know, shout out to Montel, bro. Like, from the first day that I met you to even now, bro, fuck, it's crazy.
Yeah, man, shout out to the bro, man. He's been, honestly, like, he's been so good for me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the type of person to like fully speak my mind, good or bad, unless I'm in character, or like unless I'm on the dance floor. Like, I'm not afraid to be the bad guy on the dance floor. Whilst he, like, for me, he will back me up and he will speak truth whether people like it or not. And so I think, you know, I've even learnt a whole lot just, you know, having him around and just, you know, speaking the truth. Not necessarily, you know, speaking out of trying to put someone down, but like in terms of, you know, just speaking what you do and just being passionate about it. Like I would never go around saying like, yo, like I'm one of the best, because in my mind, like, I believe that, like, you know, like,
for sure.
And that's not me being cocky. That's just because of my track record. Like, you know what I mean? This is the body of work that I've done, and this is the type of, you know, just goals that I've achieved. And so, yeah, but I would never say it like just like out there. but he had no problem saying it for me. And so I think I learned just how to, just better speak the truth and just not shy away from, what New Zealand, is considered like, oh man, you're not humble or false humility, but just, finding my way around speaking my truth. So shout out to him, man. I swear, the biggest teddy bear you'll ever meet.
It's funny that you say that as well, because I think even without your track record, to feel like in your head I'm the best, I don't even think that's a bad thing. Like I feel like you need that almost.
Bro.
I was like, what's gonna happen when like someone else comes along that just is better than you? Like, are you just gonna be afraid to face them? Like, you just gotta go forward and push hard.
For real, bro.
Oh.
Like, for real. And I agree 100%. Especially now more than ever, bro. You know what I mean? In the world that we live in, bro, you need to have that confidence in you. Whether it's dance or anything creative, I think. You know what I mean? It applies to the umbrella of, creativity. You have to have that self-belief. And whether it's like, you don't have to think that you're the best, but as long as you believe in yourself to make an impact, that's all that matters. And one way or another, bro, you're bound to leave an impact somewhere doing something. So definitely. It's perfect, bro, what you just said.
So I just want to cycle back to EBS, because I mean, the fact that you won was like fucking crazy. But then also I just want to know, like, who gave you the toughest time at EBS, bro? Like, who gave you like a run for your money throughout that whole run that you did, or was it more like a mental game with yourself? Like, what was going on, bro?
Yeah, man. So it's super crazy. That's such a good question, bro. I think looking back at it and kind of just reflecting on that whole thing, the tournament itself, like my goal, like legit from the start, even when I was here going to Germany, my first goal was just to beat Trent, which was the year before. The year before, he made it to the first, like, he made it to the top 16. And then, unfortunately, he lost in his first battle, right? And so for me, going into this whole thing, like, I had that whole pressure of, you're representing New Zealand. We had a representative from New Zealand the first time ever in its history being 12, and 12 is super, super crazy. So for me to even just kind of be in that same position as him, like, I felt like it was a huge thing for me to carry. So honestly, my goal was just like, damn, as long as I make it past the first round, like, I'm happy. And so that first battle happened. I got caught out. So how they work it is that the top 16 men, they circle you, like, they get you in a circle and people call you out like the whole time. It's not a random pick from the hat, like, you have to call people out.
Wow.
And so because I was new, and just the way that it worked out, I had in my head, if I was gonna get caught, like, if I had the opportunity to call someone out, I'm gonna go for one of the top regardless. And at that time, I felt that the person who was the best, like, in my opinion, was JNY. And shout out to him too, because he's super dope. But JNY, I was like, yo, I'm gonna call him out if the opportunity comes to me to choose. And they were going bit by bit, and little by little people were going, and then it came to the point where the guy that I battled, who was from Spain, Claw, he got the opportunity to pick, and he chose me. And so I was looking around because remember that thing that I was telling you about people eyeing you out and trying to just check you out if you're any good in that? I felt that from him too. And again, it's like no beef. It's just, it is what it is when it comes to like battling. And so I kind of carried this like chip on my shoulder from the very get-go. Where I was like, yo, I saw this dude like, eyeing me out and trying to see if I was any good or whatnot. So I was just super heated, bro. And for me, I'm one of those battlers, like, if you're not from New Zealand, I don't care if I beef with you, like, for real. It's like all my frustration about anything, like, I'm not afraid to go into battle with that type of mindset, and just, I don't care where it goes, because you're not from New Zealand, and that's not to say that, like, I have fan members from all over the world, but it's to say that if you're not a part of, the people that I call family, shoot, like, and you're not from New Zealand,
like, I don't
damn,
want to see
shoot,
you,
yeah, like, shoot, I don't mind talking smack to you, I don't mind yeah, I don't mind like just shutting you down, just cutting you off, pushing you. Like shoot, it's all fun for me. Like you know, in that type of mindset. And so, yeah, he was the first. I got past him, and then I was just super happy. Yeah, I was like, yo, like, I was saying to myself in my head, like, I'm done. Like, yo, that's my road to EBS, yo. I made it past the first round. I beat Trent. I made it like the furthest, like, you know, in like New Zealand. This is the furthest that New Zealand has ever gotten.
Yo.
Top 8. Shoot, I'm happy now. And then, yeah, saw the guy, and like, again, that whole like, I don't know what took over me, bro, but I was triggered. Like, I was just like, man, I'm sick of people like looking at us like weird, kind of just like, you know, brushing us off as like an easy dub. So when I was battling the top 8 dude, I was heated. And so, yeah, battled him, got past him, and then made it to semis. The guy that I battled, Cyborg, he was super well known. Like, he's one of those guys that's like been around in the Krump game for a while. People know him from all over the world, and so people didn't know me, so they were just like, oh, Cyborg is gonna win. That pissed me off real quick. So I was like, damn, alright, boom, bet. And then so I went in with that same mentality, bro, just like, I'm just gonna go for it. It is what it is. If I win, if I don't, but it is what it is. Thankfully I made it past semis, and then legit, bro, I was like, damn, second place ain't that bad. Like, I was saying that at the back end. I was like chilling, because like there was like 15 or 20 minutes before our battle, and I was just chilling at the back, bro. And like the people who have come second, bro, like it's crazy, because it's like Tricks. I could name like a couple more people. Tricks, Ruin, I can't remember who else. Yeah, just like different dancers who, you know, came second on this platform, on that stage. Like, bro, I was happy to kind of, you know, be on the same level as. And then I think I was talking to Chris backstage, but then he was like, yo, second place is crazy. And then he tapped me and he was like, but what if you win? I was like, damn, what if? And I think that, you know, question of, you know, what if this could happen, I don't know, it just triggered like that whole like, okay, like, yeah, I'm gonna just go for it. And I was super nervous. I was walking around just trying to get in my zone. And Baby Tight Eyes was there, who's my big homie, Beast. So I was just talking to him, and I was like, yo, any tips? And he was like, man, just do what you do best. You just gotta sit in your bag. You just gotta make this, you know, this stage feel like you're back at home in New Zealand. I was like, damn, bet. And so, yeah, bro, went on stage, battled Slam. Slam, I have like huge respect for. Like, out of all my opponents, I think that year, Slam was one of the people that I respected a lot, because of, you know, everything that he's done for the Russian community, for the European community, and just like, you know, just how great of a dancer he's been for years. You know what I mean? And so to just share the battlefield with him was crazy. But then to win, bro, I never even had that thought in my mind. Like, literally, I'm just standing there. There's a footage of it when they're gonna announce us, and I'm just standing there. I'm looking up in the lights and, you know, in the bleachers, and I'm just thankful, bro. Like, I'm just like super grateful. You know, I came, I did what I needed to, I did what I could, and now it just didn't bother me, like, where the decision would have ended up, whether it was me, whether it was him. Like, I just was literally like in a state of like pure gratefulness, just reflecting on my journey, on the year. I was like, damn, this has been a crazy year.
Yo.
And so, yeah, bro, crazy thing is that the minute it came to me, like, I was like, I didn't know what to do, bro. Like, I was just like, what? And then 12 is like going wild, like right next to me. And then I was looking at the footage. I was like, yo, you like reacted way more than I did. Like, it just looks like I'm just like, whoa. But in my mind, I was just like, I just couldn't believe it, bro. Because this is something that I've been like dreaming of, you know? Just the 15, 16-year-old Ken who, again, bro, would just, you know, train and train and train just for the opportunity to be on a world stage. And then now being on a world stage, you know what I mean, in Krump, and getting given the title of, you're the world champ, bro, it was super crazy for me, you know, because I've been to world stages. I've lost, you know what I mean? Like I've experienced what it felt like to walk away without a medal, without a placing, without that feeling of achievement that like, yo, all this hard work, like, you know, it's done. We were close in prestige in terms of placing for a medal, but we just missed out. And, you know, even that performance itself, we came fourth, yes, but we were so like hyped after our performance, yo. Like we did not care whether we came fourth or last. That feeling that kind of hit us afterwards, super crazy. And so, yeah, to finish off EBS with the world title that I could share with my friends, bro, that was the craziest thing too. Like, bro, the first thing that I did with the title, bro, I gave it straight to Montel. I was like holding it for a little bit, and I was like, yo, Mon, and then I like turned to him. I was like, hey, you have it. And he was like, what? He was like, yeah, I don't want to hold it. It's too much, like, too many people like looking at me. And then he's like, oh, yo. So he's like wearing it around. He's got my trophy and he's like walking around. And I was like, yeah, that's tight. That's super tight, bro. So yeah, that was something for me. Like, yeah, I didn't do it for me. Like I did in a way, but it felt way more, like it just felt way better for me to like share it with the people around me, you know? So giving the title to like, or the belt or whatnot to Montel, you know, sharing it with Trent as well. Like him even being able to see me win was super crazy too. Like Knowles as well was there. So even just getting to share that with her was pretty special. So yeah, bro, it's just crazy, man. And I look back at that journey, and what I say is that like, yo, I can't wait to do it again. And that's one of my goals, bro, is to repeat, you know, whether it's EBS, whether it's another competition, whether it's another world KOB, Krump, whatever. Like, I just can't wait to share that same achievement with a group of people, because yeah, man, just because I won one doesn't mean I'm done, bro. Like, I'm still trying to, you know, keep going. So yeah, man, it's crazy.
Bro, it blows my mind that like that was your initial goal, was just to make it past Trent, which is not a bad goal at all. It's a fucking amazing goal, amazing achievement. But then it's like after every win that you had, you're like, ah, sweet,
yeah.
and then like you ended up like, but then that kind of that drive in the back of your mind was just like telling you, yo, you gotta get back in there and like, you know, claim it, bro. That's
legit.
Fuck, that's buzzy as to me, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. Like when I'm on stage, like I'm a different person. Yo. And then when I come off, I was like, sweet, like that's my journey, though. Next round I'll probably lose, but like,
second place, yo.
yo, I swear, bro, that conversation was too funny, yo. Second place doesn't sound bad. And yeah, man, it's funny, bro. But again, it's not to say that I'm not driven. It's just to say that, like, you know, I'm just the type of guy who doesn't go in expecting anything to go my way. It's just I'll make the best out of any situation, and yeah, thankfully for me in that journey, it was just my night. Yeah. Pretty much, it was just my night. Anyone of that top 16 people, like, bro, they could have won it, you know, like a lot more like than I could ever, you know. But I think that night was just my night, and bro, it literally just felt like David versus Goliath, like that Bible story, like. Bro, the whole day, it was literally like no one knew me, bro. No one knew me. Everyone was calling, like, even the organizers, they kept calling me Ken instead of LIGHTSABER. You know how annoying that is, bro, to even just be called like the wrong name. It's like when the crews go into HHI, and instead of, you know, like calling your name what it is, like, they call you individually, and it's just like, but that's not our crew name, you know. And it was the same for me. I was like, they kept calling me Ken from New Zealand, and then it's like, oh, I'm here, but my name's LIGHTSABER. They're like, oh yeah, Cyborg, you know, everyone else. So I was like, oh. So that too was just like, yo, all right, we'll see. Fuel to the fire, all good.
Actually, bro, like about that, like how do you rip your names in Krump? Cause like you do go under quite a lot of names. Like which one do you enter as when you battle? Like JR Street Beast or Lightsaber? Like what's the difference between?
That's a good question, bro. Maybe what's it called? Like, so Lightsaber,
Yeah.
and Junior Street Beast. Like Lightsaber for me is like my name that was given to me when I first started Krump. You know what I mean? Like, it's a part of LightHouseFamz, and it's a name that I've kind of carried for, since the start of my Krump journey. Junior Street Beast is the name that I carry under the guidance of Baby Tight Eyes. So in terms of like how it works, really it just gives me more options in terms of my character and like the way that I want to dance. You know what I mean? Like Junior Street Beast is just like, I imagine a kid from South Auckland that just does not care. So whenever I'm like, just kind of in that street mode, super disrespectful, like I just don't give a damn about who you are, how you dance, whatever, I'm just better than you. That's kind of that character. That's that type of mindset that I go into. Lightsaber, on the other hand, is a bit more like chill. He's like more, his character is more revolved around like a defender. You know what I mean? So it's very creative in the sense that like I think of like the underdog defender of like the universe or like my world. You know what I mean? Like I'm a protector, yet I'm a defender, and I'm an advanced defender because I don't just defend but I attack too. You know what I mean? So that's the whole type of character mindset that Lightsaber carries. And so sometimes, in competitions, they just call you whatever name that is either more notable, you know what I mean, for the audience. Or if you just have one name, then it is what it is. But yeah, ever since I've been under Junior Street Beast, that was the name that I wanted to rep at EBS because it was under Sherwin Beast, and because it's a big name, people would kind of notice, oh yeah, he's a beast, so he's a part of Beast Camp. Beast Camp is led by Sherwin, Baby Tight Eyes, aka Beast. Okay, cool. There's that lineage. But if they were to say Lightsaber, people wouldn't really like know me like that, which is fine. And so, yeah, bro, that's why I rep Junior Street Beast, aka Lightsaber, or Lightsaber, aka Street Beast, like J Street Beast, because it doesn't really matter. But that's how it kind of, yeah, that's what our names mean, and that's pretty much what they're there for. Is like it brings us more creativity when we dance because it's a different mask that we kind of wear. You know what I mean? And yeah, I was just grateful enough to be able to be a part of the Beast Camp. And yeah, even that journey was super, super crazy. So yeah, man, that's how it pretty much works out, really. That's why LightHouseFamz, all of us have a name to do with light, Lightsaber, Watch Light, Light Fury, all of that stuff. And then Junior Street Beast is the name that I carry under Beast, pretty much.
Sweet as Ken. Just to just kind of close off this World Champion storyline. If you could give just like one piece of advice to someone that maybe in the same shoes as you, maybe a few years ago, what would you say? What would you say to them like on the same run?
Dang, man. I think, man, I want to take my time with this, because I've been asked this question before, but I've always felt like it's been a surface like answer. But I think, if I was to, I'll turn it to this. If I was to look at myself again, and I was to look at the 16-year-old me, and I was to give myself advice, I would say to myself, don't ever hold yourself back from the bigger opportunities out there in the world. And that's what I would literally say, and I would try and reiterate that as many times as I could, whether it was repeating whatever sentence that I needed to for the 16-year-old me to get into his head. Because yeah, a lot of the times, bro, we are our own worst enemy, and we can get so caught up in trying to look for the advice that sounds good. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, trying my best just doesn't hit me as much now because I've heard it for so long. You know, we try to reword our advice to kind of make it be like, ooh. But honestly, bro, it would just be like, don't stop myself from, you know, achieving bigger and better things in the future. So that would be the main advice, that you are going to be your own worst enemy. You are going to be your biggest critic. You're going to be your biggest obstacle to face. But regardless, you just got to support yourself, got to believe in yourself. You just got to make the best out of what you have. And then, yeah, who knows? I think if I heard that enough, and I was to hear that from, because I mean, I came up by myself. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't really blessed with knowing the culture at a young age. I kind of was a late bloomer per se. Like, I started when I was like 17, 18. And so, yeah, if I was to have this type of advice when I was like 15, damn, I always think to myself like, yo, I could have been way better. And so I kind of, yeah, that's always one thing that I would want to say, eh? And another advice, man, find people, like, find trainers that'll train you and guide you. Like, you need that. Like, yeah, I spent so many years training on my own, trying to learn what I could from, you know, all these different sources. And I wish that I had someone to go to train under. Knowles was my first hip-hop type of, you know, trainer. You know, she taught me locking. She introduced me to breaking. She introduced me to this whole hip-hop scene in New Zealand. And yeah, I just wish that I had more people like her that were, you know, just at a different level, that I could, that I could relate to, you know what I mean? Because I wish I had more males, you know, around at the time to really guide me in that sense, because yeah, I just feel like it would have been different. But yeah, man, shout out to Knowles. Shoot, super grateful that she walked into my life, because damn, I swear, bro, I would have been a different person, different type of dancer. So yeah, man.
Do you reckon you'd even still be dancing?
I don't know, bro, because I was actually into gridiron.
Oh,
I played American football, bro. Like, I was adamant that I was gonna be like, I was gonna go to the States, and I was going to try out for, you know, some of the American football teams out there. I even went to Australia, played for New Zealand, like for the under-19s, like Down Under Bowl.
Yeah.
So I was fully like, bro, I was invested into football, and dance was always like a hobby of mine that I didn't really want to give attention to until I met Knowles. And then from there, I guess she just gave me the confidence to kind of just, you know, do my own thing. And I was at the time part of First 15, doing heaps of sports. But yeah, she gave me the guts to kind of just say to a lot of my coaches that I'm just gonna pursue dance for a little bit. And yeah, I'm at where I'm at because of that. Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, guys. We just want to we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back at it soon. But you know, thanks for joining us. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Just took a quick walk, quick stretch of the legs. Saw a few guys from Ken's blank canvas piece just labbing up. You got Trent, Byron, and Toto.
Yep.
Sweet. So Ken, hopping back into it. So you've been around the world. You've been lucky enough to learn off like some of the greats, bro. Sherwin, Keone Madrid, all these guys. Like, what was it like? So what was it like meeting them and just getting to know them for who they are, and not like just the dance aspect of them?
Bro, I think meeting them, bro, I was super starstruck. Like, you know, meeting them for the very first time. I remember meeting Keone, and we're in urban dance camp. You know, it's like a whole new different thing. And I was just like, damn, because I was a huge fan of like Keone, Brian, Lyle, like before meeting them. And then, just sitting in class, getting ready for whatever the day looked like. I just see this dude on the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, like, he just looked different. Like, I just saw, like, his swagger. It just looked different. And we're doing class. I didn't think much of it. So we just kept doing class and whatnot. I was trying to pick up the choreography. I can't remember who was teaching. And then I turned around, and it was Keone, bro, like, taking class, like, beside me. And I was like, I'm dead. And I was like, and because because there was mirrors, right? Because I was trying to look, and I wasn't paying enough attention at the time. I was just trying to pick up my moves. And then, like, bro, once I noticed that it was Keone, I was looking at him the whole time through the mirror. And I was getting mad, bro. Because the way that he was picking up the choreography, the way that he was doing it, bro, was just GOAT level. And I was like, damn, that's the level that I want to be at. So that was my first pre-meeting Keone experience, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, it was the same with Shurin, bro. Just getting to see him teach first, and then finally introducing myself after class and whatnot. And it was crazy, bro. Just talking to them and just kind of, like, for me especially, I learned a lot during my urban dance camp kind of season. You have to be willing to look like a fool in front of, your superheroes. You know what I mean? You just have to be willing to look like a fool sometimes, whether it's in the class, whether it's, just going up to them and, just asking them questions. And so I think, just my experience with urban dance camp, like, I learned to network a whole lot better. You know what I mean? Like, talking to people, introducing who I am, and then just asking them, like, like, one of my main questions was like, yo, like, how did you get to this point? Tell me your story. Just tell me, like, I'm all ears. Whatever you want to tell me, like, I'm not the type of person who will say, like, I remember after every class I'd be like, oh, what can I work on? You know what I mean? Like, what can I do better?
Yeah.
And it got to the point where they were just like, I don't know, because I didn't really watch you because there were so many people that I had to watch, or it was just like, oh, nah, you're doing great, like, just work on this, but then it became like surface. You know what I mean? I wanted to learn more about them. I wanted to see, like, yo, what was the journey like for you? And so that was one of my go-to questions, man, was to ask, like, every choreographer, like, how did you get to this point? What was your journey like? What were the ups and downs? Or just firstly, just tell me your story. Like, how'd you get here? And bro, that opened a whole lot more deeper conversations that had, a lot to do with character, that had a lot to do with just being persistent. Because obviously for us, we see all the glitz and glamour of being an urban choreographer, They get to travel everywhere. They teach all these, like, huge workshops. But little do we know about the bigger side of it, their history, the journey that they had to go through to even get to where they're at. And so I was fortunate to have a couple conversations, with a lot of the greats like Keone, Brian, Lyle, and I swear, bro, I was just annoying, bro. Sherwin too. I was just the annoying person that would just hassle them all the time. And I was fine with that, bro. I just wanted to learn. I just wanted to talk. I wanted to discuss. I wanted to question, like, why did you do this? How did you do this? Because even today, like, I'm interested. These guys are some of the best dancers that I know in their respected fields. And so for me, I want to be the same. I want to be respected in my field and what I do. And so, yeah, man, that's why I said, like, don't be afraid to look like a fool in front of your heroes, because, like, you'll learn a whole lot quicker that way. So, yeah, I think with that whole experience, it was crazy, bro. Yeah, just hitting them up to, like, meet up and trying to catch up for coffee or for, like, dinner or something. And, to me, like, the first time I hit up, I think it was like Keone or Brian, to, like, catch up.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to sit down with them and just hear their story. It was just crazy, bro. Because, we're in this area in Germany, and I'm just sitting with, like, some of my heroes, and I'm just like, I'm pinching myself the whole time. You know what I mean? I'm just like, bro, is this even happening? Is this real? And I learned a lot, bro. Honestly, during those times where I was with overseas in Germany for Urban Dance Camp, I learned a whole lot in those 3 years that I think if I didn't learn when I was there, I would be a very different dancer. You know, I learned so much, bro. I learned about being versatile. I learned about being just a good person. You know what I mean? Dance aside, being a good person first is like one of the main things that I learned over there. And so, yeah, heaps of dance stuff too, of course. But yeah, just being a good person was definitely one of the things that I still to this day hold true above all things. You know?
I'm just gonna...
Yeah, no, you good, bro. You good.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. Damn. Urban Dance Camp, man.
Alright, that's like... So... You also did building block as well,
Yeah.
right? How's that?
Building block was dope, bro. I felt like the training aspect of it was amazing for sure. But again, bro, what I took away from it was just being able to have dinner with some of the greats. You know what I mean? Like I remember we went for lunch, I think it was, with Carlo, and we were just talking, just chilling. We had a few sessions with him, and then catching up with Devin and just going through the training process was amazing too. Yeah, the training side is like, you know, the best. But for me, it's always like the people. If I can catch up with the people and kind of, because you can only learn so much, you know, in dance. Dance is such a, it's like a zoned in specific type of skill. You can grow a lot within that skill, but how to get that skill out and how to make money off it, which is you know, my position is how do I get better so that I can, you know, make this creative life, you know, a life that I can make money off of, you know, that's a career out of. And so yeah, that's why a lot of the conversations that I got with them was way more beneficial than some of the sessions themselves, because those were the questions that I wanted to have answers to. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And so I remember one of the days, I hit up Keone and I was like, yo, like, I know you're busy, but are you free to like hang out after one of the building block sessions? And so he was like, yeah, man, like we can suss out a time, and then that's us. We can just go and grab some lunch or whatnot. And I think it was on my last building block session, and we finished up our building our session that time. And I was like, yo, we're about to finish up real soon. Like, are you still free? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm outside. Like, I'm just waiting. I was like, oh,
let's go,
bro, what a good dude. And I was like, damn, like, this is really about to happen. And I think it was like maybe it's been a year since I've seen him.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, it was just a year since I seen him. And then we went out, we caught up. It was me, Knowles, and Vincent, one of the other boys. And we all got to just chill with him, bro. And it was so funny, bro, because I was like, damn, is this real? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, bro, you would. And it just goes to show how much of a good person, you know, they are to kind of sacrifice their time out of their busy schedule to kind of just spend time with us. And so, yeah, man. And it's not to say that, you know, I'm not saying that I put people on a pedestal so high that I'm just like, oh my gosh, because everyone's human.
Yeah, true.
But, you know, these are people that I've studied for a very long time. And yeah, I was just fortunate enough to get to know them on a name-to-name basis. And for me, you know, again, that 16-year-old me was like pinching myself, like, what? Like, this is really happening? And yeah, I was just grateful, bro. Honestly, I'm just grateful that they could see the hard work, the eagerness to learn, the persistence, that they got to see that in me, and that they were just like, you know what, this kid is worth giving my time to. So yeah, man, that's how that happened. And bro, so many stories there. Like even when we went to the Kinjaz showing for their America's Best Dance Crew.
Yeah.
It was like one of their like, so it was one of their first shows or like first episodes, and they had this like private screening, and that year I won the All Stars thing out here, but it was judged by Arnell. And then me and Arnell got talking, and I was like, yo, I'm in the States, like, would you be keen to meet up and just, you know, catch up about like just what you do, and I want to hear more of your story. And he's like, yeah, man, like, come through. And then bro, like, ended up going to a private screening with all the Kinjaz and their close friends and family, bro.
Let's go.
Of like their episode where they like literally do the show. And so Keone and Mari were there, so I got to catch up with them too, because yeah, they were on the same season with the Kinjaz. And bro, I was just looking around, I was like, damn, Anthony Lee, Tommy Tran, that's Vin. And I remember sitting outside because we weren't sure as to, you know, what time the bar would open.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting for hour now. And we're just outside. I'm just kicking it, you know, I'm just like kicking it on the side, just chilling. All of a sudden I just see this dude, it's Mike's song, just walk past me. I was like, damn, that's Mike's song. That's Mike's song. I was trying to play it cool, you know, and just like talk to Knowles, and I was like, yo, that's Mike's song. They're like, what? Like, that was Mike's song? And I was like, yes, that's Mike's song. Oh gosh. And then yeah, I just see Vin crossing the road. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Vin. It's Vin. And they're like, bro, isn't that the guy? Like, you know, I was just like, bro, and everyone, it was everyone, bro, just walking past. Bro, I was fanboying. And then we walked in, and then yeah, man, we just got to meet everyone. We did the rounds, just like talking to everybody. But bro, experiences like that, bro, I was like, damn, like I just have to pinch myself, because you know, a kid from South Auckland meeting some of the greatest dancers in my world, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's got their own little preferences of like, you know, who they consider the best. And so at that time, or even still to this day, like being surrounded by some of the best dancers that I looked up to, bro, I was fanboying the whole night, yo. And we got to watch, like, you know, a premiere. Like, we got invited to like a close friends and family type of party, bro. I was like, what? We just got off the plane, bro. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, man, stories like that, bro. It's inspired me to, you know, just be better and do the same for, you know, other people who were in my position to aspire to be better, you know? So that's why I'm so keen. Like I was telling you before, like I just love to talk, because, you know, who knows, you know, what part of my story will inspire someone else to be like, yo, I like that. I'm gonna try it. So yeah, man, that's why I talk a lot, guys. That's why I like to talk a lot.
Bro, I love your dude, I love your approach, but also like even the way you explain it, the way you explain things, because I reckon I'd be the same way. Like, we don't put them on pedestals, like, because they're human at the end of the day, but it's still, bro, it's like these are your heroes, you know. They've influenced you, they've inspired you to keep going, to keep dancing, to keep trying to be better, find new ways to do things, like it's just, man,
it's crazy. They even inspired me on how to dress. I remember like going to urban dance camp, bro, and I see all the trends, you know, like all the choreographers are on. I'm like, damn,
bro, it's so true, so true, so true.
So like you could say, like, you know, they've even like, bro, I remember when I was watching like Brian Poos post videos and Keone videos like religiously when I was like 17, bro. Yeah. Like every day, just like, damn, I want to learn the set, and you try to learn it off the video. Like, come on, bro. Like, those are the stories that, you know, for us dancers, that we hold dear to ourselves, and it's precious. It's a precious memory, and it's what makes us who we are. And so to be in their like presence and just seeing them as people, bro, I was just like grateful, like I was super grateful. And yeah, dancing's amazing, bro. Like I've danced with these dudes. I've learned from them in different parts of the journey, but them as people, I learn way more, and I take away way more from that aspect of their lives than just the dancing, because yeah, man, the dancing's so limited as opposed to like the people. Yeah,
definitely feel you on that, because like sometimes the people is what keeps you here, you know.
Straight.
Like
For real.
sometimes it's just seeing those same people at every session and
Mm-hmm.
it's just all pushing together towards getting better and man, so it's real community based, man. Like
Yeah.
what other like art form do you have where you can go to um one room every week with like 20 so adults with adults, you know? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually like that's an experience that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
real. And it's crazy to just to be able to share in those spaces, you know, with no judgment. Everyone's just doing their thing. Yeah, bro. So grateful for it, honestly. Just makes the journey like a whole lot better. And yeah, it's just crazy, bro. Yeah, really.
Alright, so this is like the last kind of like dance journey question I have for you, and then we
Yeah.
have like a viewer question,
Yeah.
and then we just close it off.
Me.
Sweet as, bro. So I just want you to explain like what Lighthouse is and what Lighthouse means to you and your mission with it, and kind of like where you're at in the community right now. Like what role do you think you play in the community right now? Because I think it changes like the older you get, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah. So to answer the first thing, Lighthouse, what Lighthouse is, LightHouseFamz is literally just a collective of dancers, right? We love to teach, we love to build, and we love to be a space or a how do I put it? A collective of people that are willing to, you know, influence people for the greater good. You know what I mean? Whether it's to like again just be a lighthouse for people, you know, as cheesy as it may sound, but that's literally what we want to do. We want to you know, just help people find themselves. You know, we want to be able to just help people out in their time of need. And then again, we also, like, for me, the dance side of it is like, yo, I want to be the best. I just want to be the best at what I do. And so I know it's a lot, but really just Lighthouse is just a collective of artists, of dancers who are passionate about, you know, just doing the same thing for others that we did for them. You know what I mean? Like they found themselves, they were able to grow, and some of them were able to mourn the loss of one thing and walk into another thing, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I feel like as dancers we get, especially in New Zealand, we get caught up in like the whole crew mentality. It's like if you're not a part of a crew, you're not a real dancer. And so when you get to that stage where you're an adult and you don't have a crew, you kind of feel like helpless, but you still want to dance. And so, you know, we've found a whole lot of people, we've helped a lot of people to kind of journey through that type of space, you know what I mean? And yeah, some of them are now part of, you know, LightHouseFamz, and some of them we've just, you know, let them just be themselves. But literally just Lighthouse is a collective of people who are passionate just about the art form, about dance, about creativity, and yeah, we just want to do the same for others, bro. We just want to be the lighthouse for others, help guide people, just help people out, see what their potential is, and that they can actually achieve it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you may not be able to see the goal yourself, but if other people can see it and believe it for you, then maybe, you know, that's a trigger to you believing it yourself. And so yeah, that's what we do. Originally we were a Krump fam. You know, that's how we started, just LightHouseFamz. That's why we called LH. And then during a period in time where we just had a lot more people, you know, that were just around us, we decided to just, you know, expand it a little bit. And so now it's just a creative collective, and we kind of hold Lighthouse as the umbrella. So we don't just have dancers. Johan actually is a part of Lighthouse. So obviously with him, he's low-key a dancer though, because he'd be like picking up choreography hella quick. But yeah, man, so we've got like a couple of other people who dance, but then who are just, you know, our support people who just support us in whatever we do, whether it's making events, whether it's just mentoring people, whether it's just giving advice and catching up with certain people, or whether it's just, you know, dance and fitness. Like, you know, we're all a part of just one big fams. And yeah, I think where we're at right now in terms of like where we stand in the community, I feel like we're like, for me and Knowles, we're just super, because we're directors or co-directors of Lighthouse. um, we're just super passionate about, you know, um, putting on not just events, but putting on things to make our community better. You know what I mean? Like, not just South Auckland, it can be anywhere, but right now our focus is obviously, you know, our own backyard.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Otara and Mangry, we've planned to, you know, do more Krump clubs. You know, Lighthouse. It's like, we're not just a Krump fam. We're kind of more than that. But right now, a lot of us, especially me, and my focus is Krump. And so, like, you know, that's why we decided to run a lot more Krump clubs, which is like an after school program, dance program that we run every week for kids who don't have the money to go to like dance studios, bro.
Yeah.
And so
it is getting actually really expensive.
it's crazy now, bro. It's actually crazy. And so we have a Krump club here in Otara. It's just literally the kids from, you know, the block.
Yeah.
And they come through for free. We teach them and we drill them. Like, we drill them Krump. And, you know, some of these kids are like, you know, are crazy. Like, they're just literally some of the craziest dancers like I've seen. And then yet you see them at school, they're like, they don't talk about dance, you know what I mean? They're just super chill, which goes to show that, like, you know, the dancers aren't just those that you can see are dancers, but it can be, you know, someone who's just the quiet one in the back of the classroom not talking about it. And so yeah, that's why I think that's where we're at right now. We're just trying to build stuff for our community, and that one day you know, Krump will be elevated to a platform like BC1, like the Red Bull BC1 tours that, you know, get paid to go all over the world, that put on shows, that have thousands of people come through in arenas, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So that's what we're doing right now. I think just in terms of LightHouseFamz, like, where we stand in the community, I feel like I'm just quite passionate about, you know, just putting on stuff for our Krump community. Mainly, you know what I mean? That's not to say that we won't run all-style events. That's not to say that we will run different events also. But I think I'm just super passionate about pushing just our Krump scene at the moment, and just the excellence. Like, we're so good at it, bro. Like, Krumpers in New Zealand, like, we're just so good at it. And so if I can play a small part in giving, you know, small platforms, whether it's like Auckland events, whether it's national events, like, it doesn't matter. And so I'll always be down to help push that, as well as elevating, you know, the wider community, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I hope that answers your question. It's like, it's a big one there. It's like, it's so dope. It's such a big thing, because I think with anyone who's passionate about community, it can't just be like, we're just doing our thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it just doesn't work like that. And so yeah, man, for us, we've always run events always based off the need of the community. Oh, like, there's nothing going on, okay, let's just run an event. What kind of event we need to kind of, you know, sharpen up the tools that we need to, so that when we do travel, we're ready. Okay, we'll do an event that's specifically hat tricks or something like that, you know. And yeah, oh, what, there's not many like all-style events? Okay, cool, we'll run one. So yeah, man, that's what LH does pretty much. And for me, like, I am super passionate about making LH, or whoever trains under me, some of the best dancers. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm very passionate. If you're under me for training, I want you to be as good as I am, and if not better. That's my mentality, bro. And whether or not that comes into fruition, like, that doesn't shake me. It's just more so like, this is what I believe, you can do. Like, a lot of the people I teach, bro, I know they can beat me at some point in time.
Yeah.
And then I have that other side of me that's like, well, I'm not going to let that happen just tomorrow, It's like, you're going to have to work for that, So, yeah, a lot of my little homies, they know, like, bro, it's like, it's always a real conversation of like, okay, where we at in life, what are we striving for? Like, I'll look after you, I have your back, and I'll guide you, whatever, but the main thing is just making sure that you're growing. And my goal at the end of it all is to make sure that you're better than I am. You know what I mean? Because I'm standing on the shoulders of those who were before me. And so the least I can do is do the same for those who are coming, tomorrow. So, yeah, man, that's why I'm passionate about teaching kids, growing the kids community, bro. Like, bro, the Krump clubs have been so much fun. Kids like under 10, bro, like that's who I really want to like build up, and they're killers, bro. Like they are super good. And so yeah, that's my answer to that. Lighthouse, just a collective of artists trying to shine the light, pretty much. Yeah.
What I really love and resonated with your mission is like how you explain that you're helping people see, you're kind of helping people see the goal and what they can become.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, because Lighthouse is based in South Auckland, and being in South Auckland, like I've been to school here. Like, I've seen so many people with like potential to be great, but they just, due to circumstance or maybe due to society's like views on you, your views on yourself, like sometimes they don't end up like getting as far as they can, and it's really sad to see it. Because like, I've seen it happen with my own friends that I've gone to school with, and it's I mean, the fact that even for you now you're offering programs that are like free as well, because that's like huge, man. Like in South Auckland, people don't have a lot of money, bro. Like we don't have a lot of money. Like, I've seen kids come to school and they're just waiting for lunch. They're just waiting for the free toasties at lunch. That's all they're waiting for, just a meal to get by. And bro, so big ups to you and what you're doing, bro.
Shut up, bro. I mean, again, man, I wouldn't be here without my fam. I wouldn't be here without Knowles, because she's the visionary behind it all. I'm just one of the people who is passionate about, that will help her. But then, like, we're visionaries in like different aspects. She's visionary about the community, about building like this organization. I'm just being visionary on like the dance side and just making sure that, as dancers, our fam is as good as it can be. And if not, then shoot, that hard conversation will happen. But yeah, man, I've seen it, bro. Southside, it's like full of potential, and like you said, bro, due to circumstances, people just stop. And it's one of the reasons to why I'm so passionate about South Auckland, bro, is like, because again, I came up in this generation where there was so many dancers. Now they've all stopped because of circumstances. And so if I can, hopefully make a better impact for the next generation, when they get to that point, hopefully they'll have more options available to them, and instead of being the people who have to kind of go through the forest and like, find the way, make the path. So
and the end goal is just get better than Ken.
That's literally it, bro. I think, man, it's so hard to say like what the end goal is for LH. I know for me it's like, I don't know, I just hope I make a difference, bro. Legit. Like, dancing aside, organization stuff aside, I just hope I make a difference. And I hope I make a difference for the better. Whether I taught you like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, or whatever, like, I just hope I made a difference.
If you're interested, follow LightHouseFamz on Instagram for more. That's LightHouseFamz with a Z, correct?
Yes.
With a Z. Alright, Ken, okay, last question for you today, and it's a viewer question actually.
Hey.
So how these viewer questions used to work was, before people knew about the podcast, I just asked the beginners around me.
Yeah.
Or like maybe the beginners around me would ask me questions, and I'd just be like, okay, so what would you like to know that could help you out on your journey? And then so recently I got asked this question.
Buzzy.
So this person's like a bit new to battling, and they're having trouble with confidence. You know, they feel the nerves of battling, and sometimes it's just like it feels a bit much. So how do you personally deal with the nerves from battling, and then how do you deal with that?
I think, how do I deal with it? Bro, well, first off, you know, no one is superhuman. Everyone feels that type of pressure. Whether you've just started like battling yesterday or whether you've been battling for like years, there's always that sense of pressure that, you know, that you feel whenever you take the battlefield, you know? So first off, it happens to everyone. Secondly, the biggest advice that I could give is just repetition. You have to keep battling. You have to keep putting yourself in that same situation in order for you to feel, you know, whether or not something is working for you or you're still at the same like type of anxious like space. I know for me, like if I only battled once ever in my life and I was super, super anxious, obviously I would have walked away like, damn, I'm never going to do that again because I remember how anxious I was at that point. Versus if I were to do it like 10 times, I guarantee you by the 10th time, you won't feel as anxious because you just know what to expect. You know what I mean? It's just like something that you're so used to. Or it's a feeling that kind of, you know, it becomes so heavy and so, you know, anxious at first, and then over repetition, it slowly just starts to get smaller and smaller. And so I think how I've dealt with it, I've literally had to just face it every single time that I've battled. You know what I mean? Being a kid who likes to battle everyone, I've been in positions where I've just had to battle like every single day of the week. And I've loved it, you know? I've always had that type of pressure or that fear of, damn, am I going to lose this battle? Am I going to lose this battle? This person is super, super good, but am I going to lose? I think the pressure that people feel is sometimes it's the whole like, am I going to lose? But mostly it's to do with like, man, am I going to look like a fool? Am I going to be the laughing, you know, like the butt of the joke? You know, damn, you got killed off. What? Damn, what? Everyone, you know, like everyone hates to be that person that gets killed off. That, you know, people say like, nah, you can't dance anymore. Like, you know, we all hate that. But we do love the thought of being the other person who did the kill off. You know what I mean? We love to be on the opposite side of things. And so I think, I don't know, I think repetition is going to be one thing. If you can battle as many times, like just to kind of get used to that stress, I think that'll help you a lot. And then I think even just asking yourself, like, why are you battling? Like, like not everyone has to battle. You know what I mean? Like, just because, you know, you see a lot of events and people battle there, like, you know, you can be an amazing dancer and never battle in your life. You can just kill off sessions. You can kill off vibes. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to battle per se. And I think that that's a very big misinterpretation, is that, like, to be good, you have to be a good battler. That's not the case, you know? That's never been the case at all. Some people are just amazing. Some people, like, for example, like in Krump, we have, like, sessioners, right? Sessioners are people who purely just session for the love of sessioning. And one prime example that I can bring up is Alien, who's an OG krumper from Auckland. And bro, this dude is a crazy sessioner. I'm a battler. Like, I love to battle. He loves to battle too, but he also loves to session. This dude, when he sessions, yo, he's insane. I'm a battler. I love battling. But when I'm sessioning with him, yo, I'm losing like every round. But we don't care, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just going at it. We're sessioning, we're vibing. And so, yeah, I think you just have to understand, like, some people just do better in the session. Some people just do better in a battle. Like, and then if you're wanting to get into battling and you're feeling that type of pressure, and you're asking yourself like, what's the biggest advice that I could give you? It's first you got to know yourself. Like, why are you battling? Like, are you just battling to get hype? Are you battling just to, you know, get respect out of people? Because if that's the goal, then obviously you're going to feel the pressure of whether or not, like, if you achieve this, then no one's gonna like you. If you have that as a goal, you know what I mean? Like, if you're only battling, I'm gonna battle this person so then I can get more respect, or so I can get my rep out there. And then obviously if you go into the battle and lose, you're going to feel like really, really bad about yourself because you came in with the wrong goal. You know what I mean? Usually when I battle people, I honestly don't care if I lose. Like, so I always go in with the mindset like, I want to be better than how I came into this battle. So if I win or lose, like I'm petty about it for sure though. Like I'm not just like easy like, oh yes, I'm just gonna lose. Like, I'm not like that. But again, like, my mindset is just like, yo, I just want to be better than how I enter this battle. So that's why I go into battles, and even if I win, but if I come out like just the same dancer, then I'm gutted, bro. There's been battles and tournaments that I won, and I just don't feel accomplished, like, at all. Like, I'm just like, it's whatever. You know what I mean? Because my goal is always, I just want to be better. I just want to get better. Whether win or lose, that's the main goal. So I think to answer that question is just to ask yourself, like, what is the goal of battling? You know, are you just trying to battle for fame, for the name, or are you just trying to, you know, be better? And if you are trying to be better, then, you know, let that be the goal. At the end of the day, win or lose, it doesn't matter. And if you're trying to get better at dealing with the pressure, you have to test that every single day, and you'll just get better for it. Someone, like, what's it called? A master, well, I forgot the saying. I might even just switch it up real quick. But a master is a beginner who just never stopped, right? So again, it's just, we all know what it feels like to feel that pressure. We're just better at controlling it, pretty much.
Fuck, that was a solid answer, bro. I hope that helps. Hope that helps you out. And fuck, bro, I loved hearing your bro, I just love hearing your perspective on things there.
Sure, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Because I used to think that what you said about you don't have to be a battler to be a great dancer. I used to think the complete opposite. I'm like, I feel like you need to be able to do everything to be a great dancer. But then, it's how you worded it. Like, you don't have to battle, but I feel like if you at least try, then that's all good.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah. And that always comes down to, like, you know, when people say like, like, it's the whole, like, for me personally, I feel like it's the motive behind why people choose to battle. People only, like, some people say they want to battle, you know, to experience it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if people, you know, are coming in for the wrong reason because they want to gain hype, then that whole pressure about, you know, because your identity is in whether or not you win or lose, that's when you've lost yourself. Like, that's when you're going to lose yourself for sure. Yeah. And for me, I'm talking from experience. Like, when I've won certain competitions and I've had to go back and defend, the reason why I've won them is because I'm in this mindset where I literally don't care. I'm there to experiment, and I'm there to, you know, test myself and just explore. So I never go into a tournament thinking that I'm just going to win. Now, flip it on the reverse is that some tournaments I've expected to win, so I've gone in with the wrong mindset, like, just from the get-go, right? I've gone in with the certain weight and baggage of extra pressure, like, damn, if I don't win, people are going to think I'm whack. People are going to think I'm this. People are going to think I'm that. And it's fine to a certain extent, like, because Krump, it's kind of leaning towards that way, you know what I mean? Like, you know, to be the best, you kind of have to be petty like that. But I've also learned that from experience, like you have to, it's like that whole yin and yang thing, you know what I mean? Like you have to learn to, you know, balance, you know, both sides and being okay with that. And so yeah, bro, it's I feel like personally, like not everyone has to battle to be good. Like, bro, I've seen sessioners, like people who just jam, who are amazing, bro. And I try to battle them at their game, I lose every time. So how can they win? And they're not even trying to battle me, and yet like I'm trying to battle them, and I'm still losing, bro. And that's because they're just being them. They're just letting the true essence of their dance kind of just like naturally, organically come out, and no one can beat that, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy. So
the way you explain it too, like just being them, I never knew what that was like in the choreo scene, or just being you, because like freestyling was always that thing you did after like the choreo, but I don't think like it was the saddest thing whenever I'd ask people, hey, do you want to freestyle together? And they're like, oh nah, I'm not into freestyling. I'm like,
right,
bro, what isn't
right.
this like?
That's what I mean. I feel like, bro, NZ just has the wrong mindset to freestyling, bro. And I don't know whether it's because, you know, we were just uneducated, whether it was because there was just a gap between choreographers and freestylers.
I feel like ego, bro. From my experience, it's always been ego for me.
That too, bro. I mean, honestly, that too. And that's why I feel like right now, the choreo game is at a weird space right now where it's kind of choreo, but a lot of people have transitioned into like the freestyle world, and now it's going back to kind of finding the balance between the both of them. And I think it's beautiful to see, bro, because now freestyling now, like when you say like, oh yo, like let's freestyle, it's not so much of a bad thing now. Same with Krump. Like when people are like, yo, we're gonna like lab up and we're gonna Krump, I remember, bro, like 5 years ago it was like, oh, you got to lab, like what is that
really?
Look like? Yeah, bro. Wow, like it's like bro. Weird, bro. But now that's it's like crazy. It's a respected thing, you know. And I think it's just it's crazy, bro. How much the language in New Zealand revolving around choreography and freestyle, how much there's way more respect now for the freestyle tools, as opposed to it just being like, oh, you're just doing your thing. Like, nah, I'll just do the choreo stuff, you know. And because I'm passionate about both, bro, like. I love choreo and I love freestyle. So no one can tell me nothing about either or, bro. No one can say like, oh yeah, this is a real dancer in the like for example, I remember hearing conversations about people saying like, oh yeah, this is real dance. People who do it like in the freestyle. But in my mind, I'm like, well, I consider people who do crew stuff dancers too. Like there's no like, oh, this is dance more than this, because they're just dance. Like, it's just whatever. But there's just different rules. There's just different levels in both respected fields. And so I think, yeah, it's been an interesting journey, especially for the freestylers. Like, I can say a lot about, like, kind of being looked down upon from the choreo scene. And then now it's kind of, like, been on the flip side, where the freestylers are now just like, yo, your choreo is whack because you guys don't know how to freestyle. And so it's kind of, I feel like now, maybe in the last like year or so, it's kind of balancing out because a lot of the choreographers or aspiring choreographers, the next generation, they're coming up with the knowledge and tools and guidance from the freestyle world. So they're not afraid to dive into freestyle, as opposed to some choreographers back in the day. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it's just weird. It's different now, you know, as dance will always be in the future, where it'll continually grow and it'll continually change, and it'll always, you know, like, I mean, for the New Zealand scene, it started in b-boying, then it went into this, like, a lot of b-boys became choreographers, you know what I mean? And then now it's like heaps of choreographers are diving into freestyles, or freestyling or battling and stuff like that. And so I feel like it'll just naturally, you know, keep progressing, keep turning, keep evolving, and it's a beautiful thing to see, bro. But again, ego, it's the worst thing, bro. It's going to be
You're your biggest enemy.
Yeah, exactly, man. And it's gonna be one of those like freaking Achilles heels, bro, for New Zealand. If we let our ego in whatever scene, if we let it affect us too much, it's going to kill whatever community you're a part of.
Oh, big facts there. I thought you were just gonna say just kill yourself or like community too, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean, shoot, like it'll kill you as a dancer. Yep. And then if that happens to, you know, more people, shoot, there goes your community, there goes the style, there goes
True.
you know, everything that people before you sacrificed to build.
Big facts there, because like once you lose that, like there just becomes such a big disconnect.
Bro,
and then the people that come in after you have to start over.
Bro, exactly. And that's what we don't want. We don't want to start it over again, bro.
Cause like, have you noticed? I remember, cause I've been getting back into b-boy again. I've started to look back. The reason why America's so top level is just cause like they started it, bro. And, like their history is so rich. Like, and I feel like right here, I don't know. I don't feel like we have the same resources, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
We do in like some scenes, but in other scenes it's a bit wonky. But
yeah, and that's so true, bro. Again, knowing your roots, knowing where you come from, knowing your history, and kind of building off that accelerates your learning way quicker, as opposed to just trying to figure it all out. You know, so yeah, bro, totally right, bro. I agree 100%. 100%.
Alright, Ken, that's pretty much us for today, man. Just to finish it off, do you want to plug yourself and maybe just like any projects you're a part of coming up soon, or just your socials, anything, you know?
Yeah,
Mike's
man.
yours.
Shoot. Again, if you want to follow my journey, follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Ken Vaega. Give our LightHouseFamz a follow, because again, we have a lot more creatives like myself, a part of our collective, who do a lot of great things, you know, aside from me. So yeah, man, follow us. We do have a lot coming out next year, especially. We have some exciting news as a team, which I can't say just yet, but it's gonna be real cool, and we hope to keep doing what we're doing, keep influencing, like, you know, different people for the better. If you're inspired by this like freaking podcast, then, you know, just believe that you can do everything that you're hearing. You know, it just takes a little bit of courage and a whole lot of persistence, and just, you know, never that attitude of just never giving up. Because one day you're hearing me, but who knows, man, you could be the person that'll be speaking at the next podcast. So to whoever is listening, just keep at it, keep grinding, keep doing your thing, and best of luck, yo.